This unit is a special stacker that's designed to pick up drums of hazardous material. The unique features of this one, it has two power clamping heads, and the power clamping heads grip the drum. So unlike the traditional gravity heads, where when you lower it down it automatically releases, this one locks on until you unlock it. So this is a manual push unit, so you've got rear wheel steering so we can steer it. You wheel it into the drum. You want this part of the gripping head to be below the lip of the drum, so that's got to be below and these above. So we push it in so it touches the drum, and then keep some gentle pressure on the handle here to keep it pushed against the drum, so when we clamp it we're in the right position. So I'm happy we're in the right position. I'm going to press the clamp button. We have a clamp pressure meter here, and we keep that clamp button pressed until the needle goes into the green. What we do then is we do a visual check to make sure that the heads are gripped where we want. So I can see here this one is gripped nice and tight, the second one's gripped nice and tight, there's no gap between them, there's no daylight. Another quick look at our clamp pressure meter. Sometimes with clamp pressure meters we'll have an accumulator in there, so sometimes you might want to just top the pressure up if you see it a bit low. Right, we're ready to lift. So we'll have a lift and lower button here. So we lift. We then use this handle here to steer. Then we go back on the pallet. So we're going to put the drum down now. So press lower. Then we can unclamp. Use two fingers, two separate buttons, pressed at the same time. Then we can wheel the unit away. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to demonstrate some paw handling. We're going to show that if we pick the drum up and pull it away from a pallet and drop it on the edge of the lip, the normal gravity device that you traditionally see would automatically release it in this sort of event. But we'll demonstrate how this unit works. So again, wheel back into the drum. Keep the unit pushed forward, so just keep pushed on the handle. Press the clamp button. Before we lift, check the needles in the green. Press lift. So what we'll do now is, let's bring it backwards. So right on the edge of the pallet there. So if we lower it down, as I say, normally the gravity one just release it. So let's lower it down. Okay. So as you can see there, the unit won't release the drum. It's still clamped between the clamping heads. So then when we want to pick the drum up, push the unit forward and lift. So let's put it back on a pallet. Press lower, press unclamp, then away. We're now looking at a close-up of the gripping heads. So we push the unit forward to the pallet so the heads move. We can see that this grip is below and the second one is below the lip. Keep it pushed in when we press the clamp button. Obviously, make sure no one's forward of this position before you operate the clamp. We've now clamped it securely, and then again just have another quick look, make sure you're quite happy with the clamp. Press lift. Wheel the drum away. Back to the next location. Press lower. Then we press both buttons at the same time on the release. That's the unclamp buttons. And move away to the next drum. We're now looking at our rear control panel. First thing is the power key. we switch this off, we can take the key away from the unit so the unit can't be used. The spare keys we can supply with this. Put the key in the slot, turns the on position. First thing that happens, you can see, is the battery condition meter lights up. This tells you how much charge is in the batteries. Keep the batteries charged up nice and high if you can. It's not a good idea to let them run down. And here we have our emergency stop. Press this down and that cancels all the power from the unit. To reset, lift, and the power is restored. Next thing here, we're looking at our clamp pressure meter. So what we'll do is we'll press the clamp button here. When the heads grip, the clamp pressure will go up and the needles should go into the green. So let's press clamp. Now the needle is there in the green. Because it generated some temperature with an accumulator, the needle will settle down. You will lose a slight bit of pressure on the needle. If the needle approaches the bottom segment of the green, you can just press again if you want, just to top that pressure up. But it's a constant tension system to keep the clamp. Next ones we can see here on this panel are the unclamp buttons. So when we want to actually unclamp the unit, we have to press both of them at the same time. And that's the heads unclamped. And last one here is the lift and lower buttons. Press the lift and lower. There is a battery connection for this as well, a battery charging point which is on the right hand side of the control box.